Chapter 1, Lesson 1. What are the skills of science? Science is a way of learning about the natural world. Scientists gather information and explore the natural world using different skills. One of these skills is making observations. Making observations is when you use your senses to gather information. So you could make an observation by using your taste, your sense of smell, your sense of feel for the texture, your eyesight for color, and also when you measure or take measurements. There are two types of observations, quantitative and qualitative. A quantitative observation is an observation that deals with numbers. That means you're counting an amount or you're measuring a length. A qualitative observation is any observation that deals with describing the object, and it's not using a number. Okay, so that could be like the color of it. Quantitative, an easy way to remember quantitative is that it has an N. Quantitative, number. The word qualitative does not have an N in it. So it's an observation that does not in a number, in the form of a number. Okay, so quantitative, number. Qualitative, no N. It's not dealing with a number. Some more skills that scientists use is inferring. Inferring is when you explain or interpret things that you observe. So if we're looking at this picture here, we can infer that a tornado came through. Okay, we can infer that based off of things that we observe. We observe that there's buildings that have been knocked down. We can observe that there's a car that has been tossed. Okay, things that a tornado might do. Okay, that's an inference. Another skill that scientists use is predicting. When you're predicting, you're making a statement or a claim about the future based upon past events or past experience. So for this polar bear here on this ice, we can make a prediction that he's going to fall because based upon past experience, we all know that ice melts. So eventually, he's going to run out of ice. So that is a prediction. Classifying. Grouping together of items that are alike in some way. So here I have a bunch of buttons. I could classify them in many different ways. Classify them by their color. Classify them by their shapes. Most of them are circles. I could also classify them by the amount of holes that they have, okay, or the type of hole that they have. There's many different ways that I could classify those objects. A scientific investigation is a way that scientists study the natural world. They go through a process and they use all of those skills, the inferring, the predicting, to go through the scientific method. The first step of the scientific method is to ask a question. Okay, they see something in the natural world that they are curious about. Why does this act this way, or why does it do this? That's the question. The second step then is to form a hypothesis. This hypothesis is an answer to that question. Okay? Step 3 is to test the hypothesis or to perform the experiment. Step 4 is to analyze your results from the experiment. And step 5 then is to communicate your results. Communication could be just talking with a friend, sharing it online, writing an article, writing a book, depending on your scientific investigation.